Hey everybody, what is going on? CerealOverdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be running another 25 PED mining run in this area around Camp Icarus, just because I've been doing so good. Like, I logged off, I came back on, and life was good, so I decided let's keep dropping. So we're going out with 25 PEDs, as you guys probably know. We're going to just be running, dropping some probes, talking some shit, and just seeing how it goes. We're also running another mission that I found, the security grid maintenance mission. I've got to go inspect a gun turret. Again, I wouldn't, right now at my level, I'm not getting any skills that are like noticeable to me. But there's no harm in doing this just while you're running around, so why not, right? Like, let's drop some probes. Let's run to some turrets, let's inspect them, and maybe we'll get some extra skills from that. If nothing else, we get another mission completed. A lot of you guys who are newer, you're going to have these missions just sort of, you'll be doing them right off the bat. These are some missions you get early game. One of the reasons you don't see me having a lot of these missions is because I started way before any of this was even a thing. When I started Entropia Universe, missions were not a thing. There's no such thing as like quests or anything like that. The closest we had to that was your robot beacons. Skills were a lot harder to get. It was a whole different game, really. That's one of the crazy things. Like, I don't know that much about missions or that much about a lot of this stuff. Like, I know in theory how it works. I know in theory like how to maximize your skills and everything like that. But I wasn't around. I wasn't really grinding this game hardcore when dailies and all that stuff came out. That was sort of, a lot of the stuff I talk about is almost after my time. I can understand where they're coming from. I understand how it works. I do understand this game a lot better than most people. But I know a lot more about the history of the game than I do about like a lot of the missions and sort of current stuff that's going on. So just, I mean, always keep that in mind when you're listening to me. Always keep that in mind. Anytime you're really listening to anybody, just keep that in mind, right? Keep in mind who they are, keep in mind how experienced they are in the game and everything like that. And again, because you're dealing with real money, just watch when people tell you like you can't lose. If someone tells you can't lose somewhere, they're probably lying to you. Even in trading, even in the stuff that seems surefire, there's always a chance that you can take losses. Take a look at my trading video. It's like there's plenty of times where I went out thinking, okay, this is a good deal, and then I couldn't get it. I couldn't secure the deal. It didn't come through, and I ended up losing it. It happens. It's a nature of the beast. You've just got to be prepared for it. You've got to realize it's a reality. So let's keep going here and keep dropping some probes, keep getting some skills, and hopefully we'll end up getting something or going somewhere with this. There we go. Ooh, a nice little double. And I believe these are going to be on top of a cliff, aren't they? Is there a way up there or no? It looks like there isn't. So I'm going to drop these probes so we don't get anything. Alright, let's summon these claims. I really wish MindArc would make summoning a little bit shorter. Like, especially when they end up on top of a cliff. It just seems bullshit that I've got to spend 1 minute sitting here waiting for my claim to come to me. I get why they're doing it. They're doing it so people can't abuse the system, but I don't know if there's that much abuse that could go on with summoning claims. Like, I don't think it affects anything. I don't think it... I don't know why... Why don't they just make it 10 seconds, right? And if you want to do it, like, 100 times, you can... You know, then maybe you have to pay if you want to... You know, if you want to summon a claim 10 times in the first, you know, 10 minutes. Maybe they say, like, alright, well, you need a loot pill to do that or something. But, like, why... I don't know. It just doesn't... It's one of those things that I'm like... It would make my life a little bit easier. And I don't think it would make their life any more difficult just to make the claim take a little bit less time to come to me. It's not like a loading screen. That's one thing that you've got to really give Entropia credit for. They're very good about not giving you loading screens. So many MMOs, like there's not loading screens, but like going between instances and stuff like that. I guess when you teleport, there's a bit of a load time, but there's not much. Compared to most games I play, this game is like very clean as far as load screens and everything like that goes. There's a lot of people that complain about Entropia Universe. They don't like the graphics and all that, but there are some things this game does right. And the fact that everybody exists on sort of one world, I really like that. Also, the fact that it's just like there's not that much. a lot of modern video games, like there's load screens, there's a lot of requirements, like not everybody can play it. Entropia Universe is really a good game just because of the fact that like anybody can do it. Anyone who wants to play Entropia Universe can play pretty much at this point. I was playing with my old laptop. You guys saw the graphics were horrible on it, but I was playing, and honestly, like that thing was dated. It was an antique. I mean, not an antique, but it's getting close. And I've played this. I've played this game on computers that are almost antiques nowadays. Like when it first came out, like the update, right? I was able to play this on, I think it was an 8800 at the time, but nowadays, like that was a top of the line graphics card back then, so you get a beautiful look. But even nowadays, I think you could play the game on the same thing. So like they did a really good job of making this game all inclusive. And for those of you guys who don't know, like when they did transfer over, when they did switch to a new graphics engine, there were a lot of people who spent a lot of money who were super upset about it because they didn't want to update their computer. They wanted to just keep playing on some old laptop that was from the 90s or something like that, right? Like maybe not the 90s, but some old laptop, right? And they're like, how can I play this on the new graphics engine? This is horrible. And there were a lot of people. There's some higher level players who they did lose because of that. They lost them just to upgrade the graphics to get the game that you see today. And if you look at the old graphics, they were not good at all. But that's the thing. Like that's one of the reasons. Like when people bash the graphics, they've got to remember there's a lot of people with a lot of money invested, and not all those people are interested in technology. Not all those people are going to be the people who say, "Okay, it's worth it for me to upgrade." Like I will upgrade my computer just so I can. Ooh, we got some magnesium stone right here. It's rare. It's rare to get something this rare right next to a TP. I feel like, but we did. The depth's 400 meters. What was I saying? But yeah, there were a lot of people who were just so upset about the graphics upgrade. And they did lose clients. Like there were people who just decided they didn't want to play the game because of it. So you've got to remember, like when people ask them to upgrade the game, there's a lot of high-level players who this is the only game they really like because this game's. What am I doing here? All right, this is gonna be easy. So we just do this. Now we return. Oh wow! So this mission's literally just right here. I don't know why we're doing this now. I probably shouldn't be, but we'll do it. Alright, let's take one more. I'll do it, whatever. So what is this mission? Find the missing scout. Alright, so we've just got to run out, I guess. That's cool. We'll get another thing. He gave us some ammo, I guess. So if you're looking to get an extra 0.2 PEDs, which isn't much, that's one way to do it. You can also see I got a little bit of experience, but not much. That's how all these missions are pretty much. Let's keep dropping our probes. But yeah, when Entropia went over and they switched over to sort of the Crytek graphics engine, it was a big deal because at the time they were becoming one of the more advanced MMOs in the game because of it. And there was a lot of backlash from the player base who was like, how can I play this? I put so much money in. And it is crazy in a way because these are people who they maybe put in, some of them even like thousands of dollars that they're putting in every month. But they don't want to spend an extra couple hundred to upgrade their computer. They want Mindark to do it for them or something like that. And a lot of people did cash out. There were a lot of people leaving. And I don't understand it, to be honest. I mean, I get it. Like, there are people who felt left behind. At the time, I was lucky enough to have a pretty good computer, so I was fine. But I get it. Like, you feel left behind when they upgrade. And that's one of the things, like, when people criticize the graphics, they've got to remember a reason behind that is because this game is trying to stay open and give players the experience they want. And a lot of players, the experience they want is to be able to play the game on any sort of computer they want to play it on. So just always keep that in mind, right? That's something to remember when you're criticizing the graphics and saying like, oh, the Entropia graphics update, they need to do it again, they need to put more into it. It's an expensive thing to do and they're going to lose clients for doing it. So any MMO, I think most MMOs in the game are going to just wait the longest time possible to upgrade graphics, especially nowadays, because MMOs they're not like back in the day. A lot of people might not remember this, but MMOs used to be sort of have the same status that like a battle royale game does now. So here's the missing scout. I guess we found it. Alright, so now we're returning to the captain. I won't do this now because, oh wait. Okay. Alright. So it looks like we've got another mission to keep going, and we got some more anatomy skills, I guess. We'll keep running through this. But yeah, like that's just something to keep in mind. Ooh, someone's been downing a lot of mobs out here, and they're not looting them. Interesting. I don't know why you wouldn't loot these guys, but whatever. To each their own. Maybe he's gonna come back and loot them later. Who knows? But yeah, the graphics update was an interesting time. It was an exciting time for most of us, but for some people, it did cause quite a bit of pain and anguish. And I'm sure for Entropia, like Mind Arc probably did see losses, and that's probably why they keep the graphics the way they are now. It wouldn't be that hard for them to just upgrade some of this stuff. Not all of it. Some of this would be very expensive to upgrade, but some of the little upgrades they could do are probably not super expensive, but they'd probably just take a huge hit in user retention. And some of those players, sometimes the thing about Entropia Universe is a lot of the times what you find is the people who are putting in the most money are not the people who are the biggest gamers. A lot of people sort of assume that like the biggest gamers are the ones putting in the most money, but when it comes to Entropia Universe, that usually isn't the case from what I found. A lot of the time you're seeing sort of people who like the real cash economy aspect. They like a little bit more pay to win type games. They're the ones who are putting in more money into Entropia, and they like it because this is a game where you can pay to win, and like it's showing it, like everybody sees that you're winning, right? Nobody sees what you're paying, but everybody sees that you're winning. With a lot of mobile games, like to get on that scoreboard, to get that like massive score, you've got to pay to win and you've got to be good. With Entropia Universe, you can, if you're good, you can get on the scoreboard, but if you pay to win, you can pay your way onto the scoreboard. People do it all the time. If you look at like the Hoff list or any of those people who are just hoffing after Hoff after Hoff after Hoff, they're a lot of them are paying to win, right? They're paying to get those Hoffs. They're paying to get on that scoreboard, and that's something that a lot of people it appeals to them. You know, again, it's like to each their own, right? If you want to pay a lot of money to really hit it big and to, you know, feel like, all right, I did it, I made it in this game, more power to you, right? Like if you've got that cash, you're winning in life, so why can't you? All right, let's go and grab this. We've got a lot of mobs on us right now. I don't know if I feel comfortable mining, so I guess we got to sabotage this. Ooh, we got some cool graphics in here. I like it, I like it. I'm definitely gonna die. I wonder if I can outrun these guys. Let's see. Because I don't want to die by that point right there, because that's sort of a little bit of a shitty thing to do. Maybe we can spawn a vehicle, drive off for a bit, and then keep this mining run going. Nope, alright. The one place I tried to place it, I can't place it, of course. So this is the free vehicle that you get in Entropia Universe. It's actually, it's a horrible vehicle. Like it can drive straight, it can go a little bit faster than you're used to, but it is not something to brag about. It looks really cool. Like this looks like a Hummer, but it does not act like a Hummer. Like the turns on this thing, it just slides all over the place. It can't go up hills. If you guys want a good vehicle, like go on auction. There's a lot better vehicles with a lot better handling. I think in a way, I think they're doing themselves a big disservice to this. Like I think that was a huge mistake to give new players vehicles that don't feel right. Because it like if you don't know, right? If you don't know what you're missing, how do you know to upgrade? A lot of people are just gonna assume that. Oh, I thought it was something. A lot of people are just going to assume that the controls are trash and they're not going to go to another vehicle. But the vehicle controls are actually pretty good. It's just that vehicle that they give you has no control because it's a cheap vehicle. So yeah, if you guys are looking at vehicles and wondering what you should get, just keep that in mind, please. Just so you're in the know, I guess. Because, yeah, it always bothered me that a lot of new players, they think vehicles aren't worth it, like the driving ones. It's like, no, you can go really fast with them. You can go up hills without any problem. It's just this stupid thing can't do it. It looks like a Hummer, I know, and it should drive like a Hummer. I agree, but it doesn't, and it isn't. So, just keep that in mind. If you get the flying ones, those are obviously the easiest. So now we're going through the old, I think this is the old, like, newbie sort of, I don't know what this is. This might have been a mining oil rig or something like that. It could be. Yeah, because the Orthos West, a lot of people come down here. I don't think this works anymore. I don't think there's any more, oil here to be found. Maybe when you're mining there is, but it used to just drop randomly. But I think for whatever reason, Mindark shut it down. It wasn't working the way they wanted it to, I guess. Ooh, nice. We got a little twofer there to end the run. Let's see if this was another successful run. For some reason, I really don't feel like it was. I don't feel like we got the same success that we did before. But let's see. I mean, right there, though, actually, we got almost 4 PEDs. So we'll see. That might have saved us. Who knows? I mean, it's fair. This is my 3rd run here, and one run out of a few without profit is fair enough. So these are some basic drones here. If you guys are new and you're wondering, like, drones are usually a much higher level. For some reason, Mindark really scaled them down. To be honest, I liked it when the drones were super hard to kill. It made you feel a lot more accomplished when you could finally take on, like, robots. With these guys, like, you can stand here all day long. It also made it a lot easier to skill dodge, because you can come out here and get dodge skills without really having to deal with the whole, like, rinse and repeat of dying. That's how it used to be. The big thing I used to do, it was like back when I was living with my parents, right? They'd come back on Saturday. They'd have some, usually I'd get like this chicken soup that was really good, and some french fries and a hot dog, and just sit there, play Entropia, eat it, chat with people, have a great time. It was really, for me, it was the golden age of Entropia. It's just because I knew a lot more people online then. I was a lot more active, and it was just, it's like when you first find a game, sometimes there's something magical about it. Especially, like, the younger you are, the more games you're going to find like that. But yeah, for me, that was my, like, magic time in Entropia. There's a lot of games I have that experience with, but I just remember that, and that's, like, when I get that, like, nostalgic feel to it, I'm like, oh, man, like, I want to go back to that. Unfortunately, I can remake the hot dogs, I can remake the french fries. I have no idea how that restaurant did their soup, but it was amazing. If any of you guys have bomb chicken soup recipes, I'm just kidding. It was like a broth that they used. It was really good. It was so tasty. Like, you could dip your fries in there, like, put a little bit on your hot dog. I know it sounds weird, but it was more of like a it had a different texture. It wasn't like soupy. It was more like a broth type thing, right? Really good stuff. Like, you add a little bit to your hot dog and, like, put some fries in it. Like, perfect. Anyways, enough talk about that. I'm getting really hungry now. Go figure, right? Let's see where we ended up with the loot. Hope you guys like this. I don't know if people appreciate that when I share a bit of my life, or if they don't. If you want me to just shut up and talk about Entropia, let me know, because I can do that. So you guys can see the loot wasn't as good this time. We're looking at, oh, actually, that's not too bad. Honestly, we probably took about a 1 PED loss there. No, we probably took about a 1.5 PED loss. That's very good compared to just, like, how everything's been going in this game and how well I've done just in this area. A 1.5 PED loss, I'm probably going to be back here again. Anyways, folks, thank you for watching, and until next time, peace. Also, links down in the description for my Discord, Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff. Peace.